Hello once again, everyone. I'm your host, Ray Shasho. Welcome to another edition of Interviewing the Legends, brought to you by the Rockstar Chronicles. My new book featuring over 45 intimate conversations with the greatest music legends the world will ever know, available now at bookbaby.com and amazon.com. Terry Bozzio is an American rock and pop vocalist. She is best known as co-founder and lead singer of the 80s new wave band Missing Persons, and also known for her work with Frank Zappa. While with Zappa, she performed significant roles in two of his major works, Joe's Garage and Thingfish. In her solo career, Bozzio has released 4 albums and 1 EP so far. Bozzio co-founded Missing Persons in 1980 with former Zappa musicians and Terry Bozzio. In addition to being the band's lead vocalist, she also contributed lyrics. Missing Persons released 1 EP and 6 albums, including Spring Sessions M in 1982, which achieved gold record status. After Missing Persons disbanded in 1986, Bozzio was signed to Prince's Paisley Park label, which released her first solo album, Riot in English, in 1988. The album's first single, Simon Simons, successfully charted. Bozzio subsequently reformed Missing Persons and continues to perform the band's repertoire at venues across the United States. She also participated periodically in reunions of the original band and has continued her work as a solo artist. In 2014, Bozzio was signed to Cleopatra Records and released a second studio album in 2020, which we'll be talking about as well, called Dreaming. Please welcome American rock and pop vocalist, best known as co-founder and lead singer of the 80s new wave band Missing Persons, and for her work with Frank Zappa, Terry Bozzio, to Interviewing the Legends. Hello, Dale.
Hey, hello to you. It's so nice to be here. Thank you very, very much. And that was a really incredible speech you just had. That's a lot there for me to live up to today. Thank you.
Sometimes it's hard to get it all in because you guys do so much out there, you know, and it's tough condensing it.
Absolutely. That was really very well put. Thank you for reminding me.
Thank you. Well, we have a mutual friend, Laura Espinoza. She's awesome. We love Laura. I just want to give a shout out.
Yes, she's my dear friend, yes. I meet with her usually on a weekly basis, and we chitty-chatty about all kinds of things. We have dinner. Yeah, she's my dear friend. She's
so cool. I interviewed her a couple of times with the London Rain Band, and of course when she was with Nikki way back when. And great band, by the way. She's a great guitar player. She really is.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I interviewed Susie Quattro recently, and of course you know that relationship she with the Joan Jett thing, and Joan Jett copied her and all that stuff. I got to ask you, are you the original Lady Gaga?
Well, let's put it this way: I am Terry Bozzio. I don't know Lady Gaga. I have not had the opportunity to meet her. So I couldn't really tell you what she thinks. And her appearance, she must have a really good stylist.
Yeah, she does take after you a lot, though. That's my point, you know. And it's amazing because you started it first.
Well, you know, they needed a good old boy to copy.
Exactly.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. Yeah.
Good. Yeah.
Well, you know, you made your own clothes, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I was a very little girl, about 88 pounds, and I'm only 5'2". So, and I'm tiny. I'm very tiny, so I thought, I don't want to look like anyone else. I'll go out to the local store and buy the same suit that all the rest of the girls are wearing, so I thought I'd take something off the wall or out of a hardware store, something like that, and get creative. So as the years went on, I made outfits out of coconuts, I made outfits out of records, I made outfits out of mini cassettes, out of regular cassettes, plexiglass, moss-growing planters, and tubing.
Wow.
Yeah, all kinds of things.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so I did. I mean, I used to make all these clothes sitting on the floor with my friend Dougie, and he and I were just partners in crime, and we did everything. We did my hair together. We invented clothes. We did jump roping. We took photographs. We went on picnics. He's my very dear friend too. I write about him in the book, and I've had such great times as the career has gone, and I think the best part about it was when I was completely flat broke.
Yeah.
Those were the best days ever.
And then
as soon as Missing Persons started to make more collateral on all levels, we started to get egotistical, and I think that's what broke us all up. So one day I just decided to tell them I quit. And that was the night after I had spent the night with Prince. So I was really full of myself, and I thought, I've got the world by the balls. So I went in and told them I quit. And then when I did, I really felt relieved because I was under serious pressure with them and Capitol Records to make all these records.
Right.
And I was a young kid. I was just a kid.
Yeah.
And I'm not a musician, really.
Yeah.
I'm an artist. And it was a lot of pressure for me. And I thought, well, screw this. I'm going to go out with Prince, be his doll, and then get a record deal. And then I did. And I did, because he ultimately asked me if I wanted the house next door to marry him or his Purple Rain motorcycle, anything, whatever I wanted. He was going to give me the lock, stock, and barrel. And I said, no, I don't want those things. I don't want things. I want my record on the radio.
Right.
And at the time, that's what you needed. This was a long time ago, before your Siriuses and your, Siri at home putting your TV on for you. This is when you had to walk up and down the canyons and hammer signs on the telephone pole saying you were playing at this place at this time, because people weren't listening to the radio all day long to find out what was going on.
Right.
They weren't reading the rag magazine. There was no internet. There was no cell phone. There was a home phone. If you weren't home answering the phone, well, that's your problem.
Yeah.
I mean, it was not as communicative as it is now. And I think the Missing Persons created a condition that could not be ignored. And there was no holding me back. And once Frank Zappa said that I could be a household word, and that if I made it in L.A., I could make it anywhere, I was going to prove to him that I was going to make it in L.A. and that I could make it anywhere. And I'll tell you right now, if I traveled the world, I'm sure I'd find a lot of loving fans. But I don't. I stay very quiet in my own little introverted space. And I don't do crazy things and go places and look as adventurous as I appear to be. I'm extremely quiet, and I do a lot of writing, and that's why I wanted to write this book. And I think the book is contrary to the lifestyle that people think that I led. It's a story about me from a little girl to where I stand now, and how I believe and how I think, and what I suggest for the world, truly, to tell you the truth. I believe that kindness has to come, and I believe people must put the lights on and help and be helpful, and don't be foolish about all of this selfish attitude.
Right.
That will get you nothing and nowhere. And I'm really not happy with the world crumbling outside my front door.
Yeah.
When I walk outside and see these poor shriveled up men and women sleeping in the corner side of the bank.
Yeah.
I had my sons run down with a blanket in the middle of the night to cover them up as they skateboard and see the ruins of the town.
Yeah.
How is this possible? How is it possible? You ask yourself, how has this come to pass? And when is it going to affect me? It's affecting you right now.
Right.
It's affecting you. The economy is shattered.
Yeah.
People think it's all fun and dandy to buy flavored water. You're fooling yourself.
Right.
You're spending money on water? Water. Just think about it for a minute, okay? I mean, you want your electricity free, but you don't care that you've got to pay for your water? So I'm concerned, I'm concerned with these situations at the forefront. recognize me and my speech and my thoughts, that they'll read this book and see that I'm not just a tiny little crunch berry from South Carolina. I'm a little girl from Medford. I didn't have the prosperous in front of me to become a banker. Mm-hmm. I had to strive and fight to be who I am.
Right.
Only wanted to get my opinion heard, really.
Yeah.
That's really what I wanted to do. And I thought if I became a movie star, I'd be rich and famous, right, and people would listen to what I had to say.
Yep.
And then I could say, can we please save the children? Can we please try to save the old people?
Yeah.
Can we help? Can we help, please? So my mission really is not to show how greedy and courageous and all the things, but I am courageous. But it's to show, to lend a hand. That's all. Mm-hmm. That's all I want to say, you know. And I've been with some incredible, great musicians in my lifetime, and I have some with me now in my own band, and I get to play music, which is one of the greatest gifts in the whole world of ever and ever. Now, we all know that. Music is a gift to the world. And so if you can get to be involved in any aspect of it, you get a prize. You win. You win. Your life is now no work. It's all fun.
I wish they would I wish they would make a movie out of this book, because it's that good. I want to remind everybody, it's called Life is So Strange. Missing Persons, Frank Zappa, Prince and Beyond, and it's an incredible book. You did have a kind of difficult life. I know your dad was very, I guess, sheltering of you, right? As a girl would,
yeah,
and tough on your brother. Yep.
Yeah, bad boy brother.
Yeah. But you went through a lot, and you know, one thing that really stands out in this book is those guys that were after you, and you fell out of the Holiday Inn window, and possibly those were the Hillside Stranglers. Is that right?
Absolutely, yes, that's right. And I'm very surprised that you read so thoroughly.
Oh yeah.
And found the points of importance. And you're right. You're very right about what you just said. And yeah, I am going to make a movie. The movie's derivative of this book. And I'm working on the soundtrack now. I'm going to make music for it, you know. And I that part of this that you just noticed of me falling out the window, that is the one part. That's what beyond means. That's the one part of me that nobody really knows what happened.
Very scary.
When I fell out that terrible, that accident. I fell out the window and landed on my head, and they took me across the street. They sewed up my head. I had 52 stitches in my head. I broke my kneecap, and I broke my floating ribs. So I got tackled from head to ribs to my kneecaps. Wow. And I was incapacitated. And when they got me in the hospital across the street, they took me from a pool of blood on the cement sidewalk. Mm-hmm. And I surely thought moments ago when I was falling that I was going to die or going somewhere else. That's what I thought. And I woke up. Someone woke me up, and they shook and squeezed my left hand and said, squeezed it so hard. And I can remember right now. And he said to me, he was the doctor that sewed up my head. He said, little girl, thank God for the rest of your life. You're a miracle to be alive.
Yeah.
So I take a deep breath now, and I say, I do. And I do that every day. I do that sometimes, many times a day.
Right.
And I thank the world for letting me stay here. And then when I think to myself that every 6 minutes somebody commits suicide.
I know, it's horrible. It's horrible.
I get so hurt.
I know.
I hurt so bad when I think how precious this place is and how things will change just in the blink of an eye.
Yep.
If only they could blink an eye just for 1 more minute, we could save so many people. And it's so important to have courage. courage.
Yeah.
So that's what I want to come from.
Good.
And that's what I do come from. And you know what? I saw those guys outside my peephole on my door at the Holiday Inn. And the day I checked in that Holiday Inn, they were laughing and talking with the security guard. And they made a notion, and they looked at me and my cousin, and we were there when we were checking into the hotel. And the reason I checked in is because my cousin had an asthma attack, and I had to wait at the hotel while she was in that hospital across the street downtown L.A. So while I was there, they knew that I was in this 421 room. And the security guard that came to my door, I saw this badge, and I opened the door. He pushed me through my room onto the floor, and I got up, and he said to me, when those guys come back here, they're coming in here, and we're going to rape and kill you.
Yeah.
Now, you don't say that to somebody.
Right.
Really? I mean, you don't really say that to somebody. That's not what you say. That, and especially not to me. So I went ballistic and started screaming mentally, get out of here, blah, 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 you son of all these names, and screaming at his face, and he was 6'2", golden brown, handsome guy, and security outfit, with a billy club and handcuffs, and he lunged at me, and I turned around and ran to the window, sprung it open, and it went all the way open, and I reached out and called, screaming at the top of my lungs for help, and he grabbed a hold of me like a stranglehold and pulled on to me so hard, and I pulled away from him, and I pulled off and fell out the window, and that was the end of that.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's their MO. That's the Hillside Stranglers MO, exactly.
And the thing is, one of them is still in jail,
right.
And now I want to get the rights to go visit him. I want to go visit him, and
really?
I just want to see him.
Huh.
And I just want to say, hey, I forgive you.
Really?
I forgive you. What happened to that fella?
Oh my
And they never knew that security guard didn't work for the hotel. They didn't know who he was, and they never found him again.
Wow.
He was never to be found. So over my shoulder for the rest of my life, and how long I've lived now, I'm looking for that guy.
That's crazy.
How crazy! It's crazy.
It is
and
crazy.
I'm only telling you this because you're the only person that brought this up.
Yeah, it's crazy.
No one else that's read the book has even had the guts to venture on this because they can't believe it.
I read about them. I read about those guys. They were horrible, man.
And you know what? They lived 6 miles from that hotel.
That's right. That whole area.
6 miles from that hotel, and they got caught just right after that.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Right after that. Because when that happened to me, it was September 10th in 1976, and they got caught in 77.
Yep. Wow.
They finally got peeled out. Yeah. So, I know one is still alive, and I saw them with my own eyes, and I'm not a fibber. Right. I'm not a procrastinator, and I have no time to be illicit at this point in my life. But you know what? I've thought about that fall my whole life, and I thought, maybe I should take my attention that people give me and open my mouth and stop being afraid like that, and see it, tell the truth, and say, look, this happened to me, and where is this person? Where did he go?
Right.
I mean, if I found him, I would. I don't know what I would say if I could see his face. I try to see his face now, like all these years later, what he would look like to myself. Like, I've even painted a picture of him by my memory. I mean, that's how intense this whole thing has been for me. Aside from I went on and became famous and did all these things with my life and repaired myself because it was such a tragedy for me. I had to learn how to walk again. I mean, I was addicted to morphine. It wasn't no joke. It was a serious, and I never looked as beautiful as I was. I was just a little girl I was only 21 years old. I was the perfect specimen that they wanted. And I know in my heart and soul that they were there, and it was them. So that's why one of my greatest points of writing this book, number one, was to say my dear friend Frank was only my friend. It did. I never had a relationship with Frank other than platonic.
Yep.
He was my dear friend.
Yeah.
And everything I did with Frank and all the touring.
Yep.
And, and I loved Terry Bozzio madly.
Yep.
So let's clear that up.
Okay.
But the Prince, yeah. And then the Prince thing, we were romantic.
Right.
And number three, that guy, that security guard in my room, and those hillside stranglers. So my next mission is to try to get to go to visit. I don't know what I have it in my file here, but I wanted to go visit. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that, but maybe that there was a detective that broke the case,
right?
And I think he is still alive. And I was going to try to find him, and I believe he's in California. So that's my next mission. You're very intuitive by the things you mentioned what you said, and you obviously realize that this definitely is going to be a movie.
Definitely. Is he?
You really listened and you really read the book. I know you understood it. I'm very, very grateful for that. Thank you.
Is he eligible for parole or no?
Good question.
I hope not.
I don't know, right? I don't know. I don't think they'll let that guy back up.
I hope not.
It's kind of like a Manson thing, Like, I don't think they're letting him out.
You never know, though.
Well, yeah, I know, right? You never know.
Today, you never know.
They want to get him out to make a movie.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't know. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I'd like to know.
I did read up a bit about the fellow that broke the case.
Right.
I'm looking for him next.
Okay. I want to mention some.
The funny thing is, by doing these interviews, and if somebody does hear me talking or saying something, and about the people that are in the book, maybe they will want to talk to me now, and things are different because time heals everything too.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
In the world and such. And it's not as if I want to condemn this fella or anything. I just want to tell him he thinks I died. You see, my cousin was in the room with me when this happened.
Right.
And as soon as I fell out the window, he turned around and screamed, "She's dead."
Okay.
All right? My cousin Candy had just got out of the hospital.
Right.
She was sedated from the asthma medicine, so she just didn't know what to say. And then he ran away. He ran out the room, never to be found again. Gone. Disappeared forever.
Yeah.
Okay? Since that day, September 6, 1976.
Wow.
So she runs and looks out the window, looks down and sees me on the cement, because right below the window is just the sidewalk, 40 feet down. That's it. So I'm on the sidewalk there, and in a pool of blood.
You're very lucky.
She freaks out. Yeah, she freaks out, runs out the hotel room, down the 4 flights of stairs, out the front door, and it's 10:20 at night.
Yeah.
We were watching Johnny Carson.
Huh.
So she and the ambulance is there immediately.
Right.
Somebody must have heard me scream for help.
Yeah.
The hospital was directly across the street. They had me there in 30 seconds, and they saved my life. Literally, if I wasn't across the street from the hospital, I would have been dead.
Right.
That's that.
One strange thing that came out of this, though, you said you started playing piano beautifully after the fall.
Oh, yeah. Things started happening.
Yeah.
After the fall, I got all my memory back.
Right.
I got super courageous.
Right.
I was not going to take no for an answer, and you couldn't tell me, you weren't going to tell me what to do. No way. I had this staunch attitude. I fell 40 feet out of a window. I landed on my head. I am here to tell you I'm going to do whatever I want to do, so please don't tell me what to do. Okay? Have a nice day. When something of that nature happens to you, and you get your prowess back, it's more and more, and not that you get greedy or egotistical, but you get engulfed in the strength of yourself, and you become an undeniable person. You don't take no for an answer. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
Just it. And if you see some of these people in these athletics that have lost their legs, that's why they're running so fast.
Yeah.
Because they know what it takes. They know what it takes to go the extra speck.
Exactly.
Just one more speck. And I learned this funny little thing. not to divert, but there's the people that climb those mountains, those Swiss Alps, and they're so crazily courageous.
Yep.
And they say they have a 3-foot circumference. If they go outside that 3-foot circumference, they know they are dead.
Right.
Now, that takes a lot of precision and patience, and concentration.
Yep.
To not do that. Because even the part of the fact that saying don't do that, humans want to do that. Like, the same thing. Frank Zappa had a sign on his door that said, do not open. If you value your life, do not open this door. I opened the door. That's the thing. People do that.
Yeah.
It's more enticing. Like, no, don't do that.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, I will.
Exactly.
It's like, what is this saying? Don't just say no. Really? Really?
Yeah.
Really? Give me a break.
Yeah, I got to ask you. My wife and I both read the book, and we kind of quizzed
Oh, my God.
We
She read it, too?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
She loved it. She loved the book. She was, entranced over the whole book. She couldn't put it down,
Thank you. Thank her for me, please.
I sure will. But I'm going to move around a little bit and some things I noticed. One thing, you said becoming a Playboy bunny was one of the greatest years of your life. And you were up for Boston Bunny of the Year. But why was it, when Hefner motioned to you to come upstairs, why didn't you go upstairs with Hef? Were you afraid that he might do something or what?
That's a good question. I mean, I gotta ask myself, really. I ask myself over and over. I say, why didn't you do that? and what made you run out the door? I get these funny notions. They don't happen a lot. They've only happened in these rare times.
Right.
And that was one of them. That was one of them right there. I get these notions and I say, oh, I can't do this. This is something's going to happen.
Okay.
This isn't for me. I can't do it. I got to go. No.
Right.
And I spin. I spin out. And that's what I did. I just spun out. It wasn't really any one particular. It was just I just spun out. I saw him telling me what to do.
Okay.
I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? I just drove 3,000 miles to come and see you, and as a gentleman, you're not going to walk down the stairs and talk to me?
That was something.
I'm a little girl.
Took a lot of nerve, though.
I'm just a child, and I drove all the way there in my Firebird convertible, navy blue, 69 six-shift converter Carlo seats with the top down. And then I drove all the way myself with 2 Playboy bunnies in the back seat. I mean, come on. That's a long fucking ride for a little kid.
Yeah.
Seriously. Right? It took 6 days to get there. And we got there at 10 o'clock in the morning on February 10th. And he refused to walk down and talk to me after I drove 3,000 fucking miles. I was like, are you kidding me?
Wow.
And I'm going to tell you this right now, and it's the God honest truth, and God forgive me that I did do this, but I did. I go and I visit, Marilyn Monroe, Frank Zappa in the grave here.
Right.
In L.A., in Westwood, and I go, as much as I can to see Frank. And now next to Marilyn Monroe is buried
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, and he said he wants to be next to her for his whole life.
Exactly.
And he never even met her. Okay? He bought her pictures for the magazine, and he never even met her. And he's telling the world, but he's so special. He's gonna sleep next to her for perpetuity. Right? So I went to there, and I said to him, you know what? You're really a coward. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Yep.
I think you're a coward. And I don't think anything that I did was illicit or wrong. Yeah. And I say to him, I don't like your behavior, but I do forgive you.
Yeah. That's that Boston attitude.
but for myself, I had to forgive him because really, I was disturbed with him for a really long time.
Yeah.
And I tried to get to go to the mansion, like to some of his parties and such, because I was going to go and say, hi, do you think I'm beautiful enough now to come downstairs? like, I don't know. I was worried that I wanted to see him again, but I never had the opportunity.
Yeah. And
so I decided to tell him that. That's brave. I mean, I just, everything can change in the blink of an eye. I know that, and I learned that the day I had my accident.
Yeah.
So what I wanted to tell everybody about the book was that my relationship with Frank was clearly a friendship.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved him and his family so much, I'm indebted to them.
Yeah.
For just doing everything that Frank has done for me. I can only in my heart want to tell those children of Frank's of how much I love them and appreciate them for just carrying on and being good children. And I'm grateful that I had the opportunity to write the book so that I could say how loving and kind and sweet, really, Prince was, and what a wonderful gift he was to our planet of music. And so we'll all remember him and love him, and I'll keep his little secret, and everyone should know that he was just a little kind of fella inside, and he was just trying to prove to the world what a big guy he could be.
Why do you?
And it's kind of sad that we lost him too soon.
I know. Why didn't you marry Prince? Why do you think you didn't marry Prince?
You know what? I had just got a divorce from Terry Bozzio, and I didn't have my freedom for so long.
Yeah.
And I knew he was so special and important, but I just couldn't commit myself at the time. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And I was so full of myself, and I thought, and I'm not about the money. The money doesn't make you great for me. I don't care how much money you have. I don't care how many planes. It doesn't matter to me. I'm really thinking about myself.
Right.
I wanted to be famous. I wanted to be on the radio.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
And at that time and stage and era, you didn't have the computers and all these things, That's it. Your claim to fame was the radio. The radio.
Sure.
Seeing how many stations you could get on. How fucking crazy is that?
Yeah.
Now there's one radio station, serious. But so, things have changed.
They changed a lot.
The strife and what you had to go through to make anything count. And I just thought, well, what do I really want? And he asked me, I said, what I really want is to be number one on the radio.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want to take advantage of you. And I'm a musician at heart. At heart I am, but I'm not. But I understand them. I understand musicians. I was married to Terry Bozzio for 10 years. The guy's a genius.
Right.
You can't step on them. That doesn't help. You've got to help them. The geniuses only think of the specific situations at specific times. They are very fragile people. Just because you're a genius doesn't mean you know everything.
Yeah, exactly.
They say Jane Mansfield was a genius.
Yeah.
She spoke 4 languages and she had an IQ of 162.
So is her daughter, the one that's on, on TV. She's very, very intelligent.
Oh, yeah, she's unbelievable.
Yeah,
I love her.
She's awesome. I love her.
Fan. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you never judge a book by its cover.
Exactly.
My father taught me that a long time ago.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah.
Then my cover of my book can be racy, and I can still be a good little girl.
Right. Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
I guess I'll say, listen, I've had a lot of great relationships with great people, including Dolph Lundgren, Jackie Jackson of the Jackson 5.
Right.
I've had a lot of really good friends.
Sure.
A lot of good, great relationships. But I wouldn't want to really... the only reason I married the fella I married is because we had a sexual encounter and I became pregnant. And I said, I can't do this. I would never have an abortion. At that time of my life.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm lucky enough that this would happen to me. And I said, okay, then I guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
And that's how that happened.
Dale, I'm gonna throw out a few tidbits from the book. Just to tell everybody, and then I just want to talk about your album Dreaming real quick, because I really enjoy that as well. Okay, some tidbits of the book people are going to find interesting. Well, Dale likes shrimp and cookies. That blew me away. What a combination.
I know. It's so funny because Frank said to me, what's your favorite food? And I said shrimp and cookies.
Wow. That's crazy.
I love Florentine Polkins.
That's funny.
I know, it is kind of funny.
Some other things. Yeah. Stevie Nicks gave you a ring.
Yes, she did.
You gave Michael Jackson an earring that he loved.
An earring.
Yep, an earring. Yep. Very cool.
Really move things around.
Very cool. Of course, you were in the video with Frank Sinatra, LA is My Lady, which is a very cool video. It's got a lot of really neat people in it. And you're on a surfboard, I believe.
Right, with high heels on.
Yeah. You look really cool in that video. One phrase that you like very much and you believe in is, I love you and I'm so proud of you, correct?
Absolutely. I tell all my friends that, yes. Mm-hmm.
That is so important, that you get, validation from your family, especially when you're, Susie Quattro said the same thing. She wanted validation from her family and she never got it.
Oh, really?
Yes. I think they were a little jealous of her when she left and went to England, and, because she was in a big family with all the girls, all their sisters, and she never got the validation, and that hurt her.
So precious.
That hurt her,
Yeah. Well, when you get to talk to her again, or you send her a little note, and
I will.
Tell her you talk to me.
Sure.
I just think the world of her, and you tell her I'm very proud of her, and I love her.
Well, I can send you her email if you want. I've turned her on to a lot of people, from the Runaways. A lot of people wanted to talk to her from the Runaways, and I put them together.
Well, you know what? You send her the message.
Okay.
You can give her my email.
Okay.
And and tell her. And if she's ever in this part of the world, then we're going to have pasta together.
That'd be cool. Pasta together.
You're the matchmaker.
There you go. I like being the matchmaker.
That's wonderful. That's so great.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Well, I did like Dreaming. Okay, I want to mention your last album because it was very, very good. You put a very different spin on each of these cover tunes, and I loved it. It was great. You didn't just play the cover tune like it normally sounds. You put your own spin to it, which was great. I really enjoyed the album.
Yeah, I hoped it wasn't too awkward.
No, it was great.
I like it that I can put it on myself and just sing along with it.
Right.
It's without effects. It's without this and that and the other, and it's just how it comes out of my mouth.
It was
my kid there, Adam Hamilton, the recording producer. He's so cool. He'll say, "Sing it, Dale. Go ahead, just sing it." And I'm just sitting there with him singing it, and he's just smiling, and then he goes, "That was it, Dale. Okay, next." That's it, and that's how it happens. And I wanted to keep it so casual like that because, isn't the world just really stressed out?
Right, it is. It is.
Right? Let it go.
I know. Let it go is right. Enjoy life. Life is too short.
Right.
Yeah.
Even if you make a mistake, so what?
Exactly. Everybody's getting hung up on everything.
There's one thing that I really, really, really did learn from my father. And believe you me, I know you read the book, and at 2:00 in the morning, he'd make me a hot butt sundae. If he had to go to the south of France to get the ice cream,
right.
whatever it took. it didn't matter. He was going to make my life solid gold.
Right.
Irrelevant to what was happening outside in the world.
Right.
And I wasn't going to feel it, and he was not going to let me know about it either. I mean, there was no news in my house. That did not go on. No way. There was no news in my house. And the newspaper that he read it from page to the end of the page. He rolled it up and it went in the trash.
Yeah.
Never saw that newspaper again.
Huh.
That was it. That's the way he was. It went out with the next day's trash. He was so, matter-of-factly, this is how it is right now, but that's not how it's going to be tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay? So you live in the now, right here, and that's why we have a 45 bulldog on the table, right here. If anyone comes through that door, I'm going to fucking shoot him.
That's right.
I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
Daddy.
He had a gun. He had a gun at every door, right? He had a gun at every door.
Every door. Every door. You think when you're a kid, you don't understand anything different. It doesn't matter what the Joneses are doing. It's what's happening in front of you, okay? And it goes on to being an adult.
Yeah.
People have eyeballs. They see things. They remember them, and sometimes they jot them out.
Yep.
Mostly, they remember them, and they come out in different aspects of your adulthood.
Sure.
That's it. That's psychology for you. And believe me, the things I saw as a little girl, I think back now as an adult, and I say, dokey.
Dale, I want to continue, but my wife just walked in and she wants to say hi to you because she loved the book and I think she knows everything about you now. My wife is Sharon. Say hi, Sharon.
So much reading the book, and I hope I didn't hurt your feelings in here or anything. I didn't want, I don't want anyone to feel bad. I'm okay. I'm good. I raised my two sons. I love them so much. I'm happy in myself, and my life is okay. It's really okay. I can make pasta when I want. I can make tea when I want. I'm not afraid now. I'm okay. And I love you for caring, and I know that you need me to tell you that because I know you know how emotional it was.
Well, Dale, honey, I loved your book, and I just want you to know I've been a nurse for 40 years, and I just love your book. I love the way you are so personal and honest, and you actually send out a message for everybody to be strong. And it's wonderful, and that's the way really life is. And thank you, because I just love the book, and you were so honest, and most people aren't. And it was just wonderful. Thank you so. God bless you.
Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much. And I know you, as being a nurse, I know you know what I'm talking about. And I know you know that when someone gets so sick and they try so hard to get better. That's where the strength really lies. It's
right.
It's so in your head, it's so hard to see things that people tell you, like everything's going to be all right, you'll do that again, and it's impossible to believe that when you're sitting incapacitated, even a little bit, just a broken hand or an arm, let alone falling out a window or getting in a car crash or all these things. They're just so tragic. And when people repair, which is unbelievably and miraculous as the body does repair, and you as a nurse, you know that. And it's just, I'm so grateful that you read the book, and I know the kind of compassion you have as a human being. So thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome, honey. I love you, and I know I've never even met you, but I can just tell.
And I love you so much, and a big hug and a kiss for you. Thank you so much. I love you. God bless you.
God bless you, and hugs and kisses. And smooches.
Okay, and hugs and kisses too. Okay.
Smooches.
I hope I get to meet you in the future.
Oh yeah, definitely. When
they come on the concerts, you'll come to the show and we'll have some tea.
Oh, for sure, and maybe some pasta.
Okay. Thank you so much. You're so wonderful, and thank you. And I hope I get to meet you.
Okay.
I really do. Okay.
Dale, I'm going back to the album real quick.
Okay.
California Dreamin' was a very interesting version, new wave-ish. I loved it. Lipstick was one of my favorite tunes. Mesmerizing beat. That very cool song. That one was written by you and Adam, right? And
yeah, Lipstick is my favorite song, actually.
Lipstick,
I brought that to Adam, and I had written it in a different way.
Right.
And then I got together with him, and that chick there gave me a couple of lines that we threw, and it made it a little more modern, you know, Neon Angel and
oh, it's great.
And, yeah, it's really cool. So it opened up into a whole other thing. I really like that as a theme for like one of these like mob series.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
It was cool. It was cool. Very, very different album. You know, I'm glad it had your touch. You added your special touch to this album, and it's great. I loved it.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Eric Burden, of course, The Animals. We got to get out of this place. I know Eric. I've interviewed Eric and hung out with him. He's a great guy. Kind of a spooky version, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Totally. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's my hero. That's my hero. Oh, that's my son's hero.
Oh yeah, he's awesome, isn't he? Yeah, I love Eric.
So where is he? Where does he live?
He's in California. Near Hollywood, I think. He's, near the Hollywood sign, is what I understand. He's got a.
Oh no way! You gotta do me a favor. You gotta tell him I want to send him my record.
Okay.
And I'll send him my email.
I will.
And tell him I read you because you can explain it to him that I redid his song.
I'll do that today.
On my record, tell him I want to send him my record. This is awesome, and that we talk.
I'll do that today. I promise.
You're lucky. You get to talk to so many good people. Wow. Wow, that's fantastic.
You know what's weird?
You know what? You're such a good guy to put us all on talking about all of us and keeping us all in the loop. You know, and without you, all of this music would just get thrown in the gutter.
Well, you know what? I appreciate all you guys because I couldn't have lived my life without the music. You know, it got me through a lot of hard times, and without music, I would have never made it. I'm telling you.
Well, I guess that's for all of us.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Some of the other songs, Images of Heaven, that's the Peter Godwin cover. Beautiful. You guys did a great job on that.
Thank you.
Yep, Incense of Peppermint. That's a cool song, huh? You brought that out of the hat.
That came out good. Yeah, that was like my old favorite when I was a child.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I loved it. I used to sing that song all the time.
I know.
Like, singing in my backyard. Yeah, I love that song.
This time, another track written by you and Adam, which is very cool. Another cool track. And then you finish this off with a Dramatics cover from In the Rain. That's, you really dug deep, for these songs.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Dramatics.
Yeah.
I know I'm a girl, but I love singing those songs and those artists. I'm so intrigued with soul music. I love Tavares, Chai Lights, Dramatics. They're all my favorites. I really love soul music. Really, it's crazy, but I used to sing all in the car, driving the car, with my dad, all those kinds of songs.
Maybe you need to do an R&B album, with all your favorite R&B artists.
I would love it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I would love it.
That would be great.
Absolutely. Yeah. Too bad Prince isn't here anymore.
I know.
Do it together.
I know. Yeah. I just want to mention your album, Missing in Action. That is incredible album. That was one of my favorite albums, and you worked with Billy Sherwood on that. I know Billy. Billy works with a lot of people, but that was gold. That album was gold, man. I really.
Thank you. Yeah. Billy Sherwood. He's really an incredible human being. Really nice guy too. Beautiful fella. Beautiful.
Yeah.
We did that. We did that together. I'm really. There's a lot of really good singing on there, I think, for me. It's a really, really good record. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah,
and it's on the same label that I write the book, Life is So Strange, and Cleopatra.
I'd like to see you and Billy together again.
They have done a couple of rock star books on Cleopatra, but the material I saw of when I first saw the book, that the material they were using, and I knew that the book would last forever. It's a collector's item, and it has, in the fact that it has a record in the back of it too.
Right.
I think that our friends and fans and listeners will be appreciative of that. Especially. So.
Definitely.
Kind of wraps it all up together. It was just kind of cool. I think that was kind of a cool thing to do. So. You can, and I should tell you too, you can go on to my Facebook, facebook.com/Terry Bozzio, and you can order, maybe, not you, but your friends out there can order vinyl records.
Good.
And my new book, Life is So Strange, and stuff like that.
Gail, here's your final question. I ask this question to everybody, and I get some very interesting answers, okay? If you had a Field of Dreams wish to perform or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be?
To what? Say that again? To perform with?
Yeah, if you had a wish to perform or collaborate with anyone from the past or present, who would that be?
You mean to sing?
Yeah, to collaborate, sing with, perform with. I mean, I know one of your favorites was Judy Garland. I mean, you could act, you could, anything with. Who would be your favorite, I guess? And you can name a few people. That's fine.
Really? Yeah, I know. That's a really hard question. That's a really hard question because, I did collaborate with Prince and Frank Zappa.
Right.
And I really wanted to be with them.
Okay.
I really did. That was like my dream come true.
So you already had your dream come true.
Yeah, I kind of have, I mean, Prince wrote a song for me called "So Strong,"
right?
And I thought that was kind of one of my dreams.
That was
in the whole world, is to have Prince write a song for me. And then the crazy thing, I'll tell you just a tiny bit about that, is the song is called "So Strong." Mm-hmm. So the day my son woke me up and told me he died, I said, "Uh-oh,
yeah,
I better go listen to my record." And that song he wrote me, I want to listen to that.
Yeah.
And I listened to it, and I thought, oh, wait a minute. He wrote that song about me. He didn't write that song about him.
Yeah.
He wrote that song about me.
Yeah.
Now, here I am the whole time singing the song thinking, he thinks he's so strong. I think it was the complete opposite.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't subside to his pranks and his jokes. I think I was more serious than him, to tell you the truth. And so, and I would say, just like, dropping something out into the ocean. I don't know. I really want to make a movie, and I want to make a movie now with Billy Bob Thornton.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good casting. Yeah.
Yeah. So that you can put that in that category.
If you make a movie about the book, do you want to play yourself, or do you want to get an actress to do it?
You know what? I want to narrate it about me. I want to narrate it about me, and maybe you will see things, but you won't see the full face. Like, I regard Marlene Dietrich as the greatest singer, movie star face, look, ever.
Right.
That's who and second is Veronica Lake, and third is Marlene Dietrich.
Right.
That's how I see it. I don't care what they did in their personal life, but visually, that's what I saw when I was a kid growing up, and my altruistic ideals weren't going to. Didn't want to be Alice in Wonderland. I wanted to be Marlene Dietrich. little girls have big thoughts. And, yeah, so I think for me now, I would like to make a movie, and I want to make a movie with Billy Bob.
That would be great.
I love the way he thinks. I just love the way he thinks, and that's it. I love the way he talks. Everything I see him on film, and I just see pure. I don't think about another movie. I don't think about another person. I'm just looking at his face and in his eyes. I believe in him just more than the face. I don't know, something about it, and he has drawn me to him. So I'm hoping and praying, and I'm going to try to talk to him and send him my book and see what he thinks.
That'd be great. That'd be wonderful.
All you can do in life is try.
Sure.
And if there's things that you really care about, why wouldn't you try to do that?
Exactly.
Well, right?
Exactly.
That's it. Look, if you don't want to be a cobbler and you want to be a movie star, well, then you go be a movie star.
Right.
If you spend your time being a cobbler, you don't have any time to be a movie star.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you thinking? What are you thinking?
Right.
So instead you give up and go work at McDonald's.
I know. That happens to most people, though,
They're paying really good at McDonald's now.
I know. What, 15 to 17 an hour or something?
22.50.
You're kidding me. Really?
Yeah, in L.A.
Wow.
Are you kidding me?
That's incredible.
Me? Seriously?
That's incredible.
You go over there at 18, by the time you're 21, you'll own the freaking place.
That's incredible. Huh.
Well, it depends where you put your mind to. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's the thing. If you want to run the game, or you just want to show up a little bit here and there. It depends. It's your life. You can do whatever you want with it.
Dale,
you're the person that you couldn't tell what to do and wanted to do it my way, and that's a hard nut to crack. Because when you're there and you want to do it your way, well, you will, and you'll do it all by yourself.
Well, Dale, you definitely got a great movie here for sure. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe Netflix. What do you think? Netflix?
I don't know.
Or Amazon.
We might go kind of cult series,
Yeah, Amazon or Amazon Prime. One of those Amazon Prime movies would be great.
Yeah. Isn't it funny how now we just put ourselves in these categories, right?
That's true.
It's not even for the movies anymore. It's for TV.
It is for TV.
Right? It's crazy.
It is. But you know what? You get more hits that way.
It revolves right all the way around from the 50s all the way up to 2022.
We have.
All I did when I was a little kid was watch TV.
I know. Me too.
I watch TV.
Me too.
Really? Seriously. I used to go to the movies, and now we've reverted back to the same old. And nothing surprised me, and you get everybody going crazy because they can't stay in more than one day. I mean, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
But I do want to say thank you so much for your time and spending your day with me and your lovely wife and taking the time to read the book and get so, personal with me today and with your friends and your listeners. And I love you very much. And I want to thank you for your patience. Thank you so much.
Dale, you're an incredible person. We love you too. I want to thank you for being on the show. My best luck with the new book. And also, definitely, it's got to be a movie. If I can help you in any way, let me know. I got my contacts too. I can do my best.
Now, do you have a hard copy of the book?
I do not. No, I got it online.
All right. On my phone number I just gave you, write it down.
Okay.
Text me your address.
Okay.
And I'll send one for you and your wife.
All right. I'll send you my book too. We'll swap. How's that?
Okay, great. All right. Hug your wife for me, and I'm so grateful to know you now.
Me too.
Okay?
Me too.
Okay.
And I want to tell everybody real quick to purchase your new book, Dale Bozzio with Keith Falcourt. Life is So Strange, and it's available at Amazon.com. They can go to Amazon.com. You can also.
Well, you know what? I think the best thing to do is come to me because I can autograph it to you.
Okay.
And what's bad about going to Amazon.com is you won't be able to get my autograph from then on.
Okay.
If you don't live near me, how will you ever get to see me? And
right.
So if you go to my website.
Okay.
I can send it to you directly and autograph it to you. It's so much better.
Okay, www.dalebozzio.today, right? Is that it?
No. www.facebook.com/Dale Bozzio.
Okay, go to Facebook. Okay, very good.
Yeah. I have a lot of friends on there, and just come there and you can get the autograph version.
Fantastic.
The Dale Bozzio.today is available too. They're both worked by me. So either way, you can do whatever you want. But I know I have a lot of friends on Facebook, so if you're there, I'm there. And it's all good, and you're so special, and I wish you so much luck with your book, too, okay?
Thank you, Dale. Thank you so much. And I'll send you Susie's information, and we'll swap books.
All right. Awesome.
All right,
Okay.
Dale. Love you.
Love you.
All right. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.